Yes, and that's how you should. Don't jump and leave a stable situation to take some kind of chance, right? Real businesses that are successful are bred from calculated risks. Well, the number one risk is, I think, obvious, going out of business. But I think in order to stay in business, the number one risk is not being and owning responsibility for every single thing that happens in your business. Don't try and pass the buck, because it's going to be your problem at the end of it. See results, I think you mean financial results, I assume. I was making probably the same amount of income that I was at my job in the very first month. And I think that's because I moved into a company where I was already experienced. So I would recommend starting a business in something you know. My biggest supporter is definitely my wife. Anyone who says yes to letting you get married, quit your job, buy a house, start a business, and have a baby within like 7 months, they're in it for the long haul. So thank you. I'd say there's a couple things. The first is that it's not for everyone, and there's no shame in that at all. The second is I think it's more glorified than actually how difficult it is. There's no moment where you get to celebrate, really, because you're constantly chasing the next opportunity. This depends highly on which stage of your business you're at. If you're in survival mode, you don't have time to plan. You go and sell and you build, execute. At this stage, I would probably say we have quarterly business reviews, we have advisory board, constantly meeting. It's easy to stay motivated when you love what you do, when you are amazed by the people around you, when you have great clients and colleagues. But, sometimes it does get tough and you got to keep yourself motivated. And there's lots of ways to do that. Business is fragile. It's kind of like a little baby. You need to take care of it and make sure it doesn't fall down, that it's well fed, and that you give it love and attention, energy. And sometimes that rests fully on your shoulders. No one tells you that. COVID affects our business big time. We lost 65% of our revenue overnight, and then put together a COVID-19 response plan, which we've executed on, and we've grown from 3 to 20 employees in the last 18 months. We hire good people, we empower them, we don't micromanage, we treat people like real people, I try to be the leader that I would want to have, and try not to be a D-bag, because, that's too common, actually. First, you need to realize that doubt is always going to be something that you confront. And the way to confront it is to make sure that you're always prepared. So always be prepared for any situation. And that way you don't have to have doubt, because you're ready for anything. To be an effective leader, you have to care, actually from your heart. You have to listen, actually from your ears. And you have to do something about it with your hands and your brain. So take care of the people around you and read. It's all about the KSAs: knowledge, skills, and attitude. And attitude is the most important of the three, because you can build a team of people who have the right attitude and they can level up on knowledge and skills. But the other way around. I've learned that failures are usually an indication that there's a big success coming on the other side of that failure, because you've learned a hard lesson. So failures are very important. They're important milestones because they teach you how to be a better person. On my way to pick up my son, but I want to keep answering questions. How do you define success? Success for me is not about money, and it's not even about your reputation. It's about becoming the person, your true self, and moving closer to that. The more you become yourself, lots. Anxiety, depression, fear, panic. But I think the way to overcome that is education. Education. No shortcuts. Keep learning, and you'll be okay. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Are we going to the meat pie store?
You want a meat pie?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a hug. All right, AMA 2 weeks in a row. I had a lot of fun answering your questions. If you had as much fun or more fun watching as I did creating,
I want my meat pie.
then please let me know. I gotta go feed some meat pies.